This is an examination season and I like to take this opportunity and time to tell you all about DGCA examinations. So in this video, I'm going to talk all about what are the DGCA examinations, what examinations you need to sit, what are the validities, the fee structure of these examinations, how many attempts you are allowed, etc. So and many more information in this video. So if you guys are ready, fasten those seatbelts because you're ready for takeoff. What's up fellow aviators and welcome back to the FlyTuber, Flying Simplified through YouTube. My name is Ali Asghar and on this channel I talk about interesting aviation facts and aircraft knowledge. So if you are an aviation enthusiast and are interested to know more about aircraft and flying, you might want to consider subscribing. Okay, so DGCA stands for Directorate General of Civil Aviation. This is an organization or a body here in India which is an aviation watchdog, the civil aviation authority or regulator here in India. It is also responsible for licensing and many more other information. I'll be talking in detail about DGCA in another video where I'll be talking about the different aviation organizations, but for now you understand that DGCA is the main body of civil aviation. Under DGCA we have another organization named as CEO or Central Examination Organization, which is responsible for conducting all these pilot licensing examinations. So it has responsibilities of rolling out admit cards, allotment of centers, rolling out results, examinations, conduction, etc. So the CEO conducts examinations at the frequency of 4 times every year, that is every quarter, that is every 3 months. The CEO conducts pilot license examinations wherein you will be sitting and giving your examinations on course to get your CPL or ATPL both. Now broadly speaking, under pilot examinations there are 2 different types, CPL exams and ATPL theory examinations, although there are PPL and other stuff as well, but mainly I'm going to be focusing on CPL and ATPL examinations for today's video. So first let's talk about the CPL examinations. There are 5 subjects that you need to appear for and clear the examinations. These subjects are namely air navigation, aviation meteorology, air regulations, technical general and technical specific. Now apart from these there is another 6th subject which is RTR or radio telephony, but that is not conducted by DGCA, it's conducted by another body. I've talked about all of these subjects in another video and what you can expect to study in these subjects in the video on the subjects of aviation. I'll link that video up here and also down in the description, so make sure to watch that video out. Now, these are not entrance examinations but rather a requirement for you to get your CPL license. Now while previously the 2 papers, the technical general and specific, used to be in offline mode, that is pen and paper on an OMR sheet, it was in pen and paper based examination, but right now all the examinations have been shifted to online mode. And by online I don't mean that you need to sit the examination at your home and you can cheat, etc., but rather you'll be giving you'll be allotted a center, you'll be going to the center and you'll be giving your examination on a computer screen. The fees of the examination is 2,500 rupees per attempt. Previously the paper based examinations used to be 500 rupees per attempt, but right now everything is online, so 2,500 rupees every time that you want to give an attempt for a paper. Talking about the questions, the navigation and technical general, these 2 are bigger and more difficult subjects. So these subjects have 100 questions each in the examinations, and all of the subjects for your CPL have 50 questions each, and the passing percentage is 70%. So for every 100 questions you need to score 70 correct questions, and in your 50 questions paper you need to be having 35 correct questions in your examination. If you are planning to do your CPL and entire of your training and flying, etc., here from India itself, then these are the 5 subjects that you need to clear to get your CPL license. But if you are planning to do your training from abroad, then your technical general and technical specific papers can be omitted. You need not give and clear these examinations. But there is a catch. If you do your papers, if you clear your papers before you go for your flying abroad, then you need to give 3 separate papers, that is air navigation, air regulation and aviation meteorology. But on the other hand, if you are clearing your papers after you return with a foreign license, then you have 1 paper of aviation navigation and meteorology in one clubbed into one subject, that is known as the composite paper, and your aviation regulation. So all in all 2 papers if you clear your papers after returning from your flying. But keep in mind that if you want to clear your papers after returning, then there is something known as recency, that is you might be having just 2 attempts to clear your paper before your flying and your experience lapse. Now, these examinations are one of the many other requirements for you to get your CPL license. I've talked about all those requirements in my series on how to become a pilot. I'll link the playlist up here and also down in the description. So make sure to watch that video out to know more about all the other requirements. But one of those requirements is your papers. All of these papers need to be valid. So let's talk about the validity of these examinations. The papers are valid for 5 years. So from the date of your result wherein you clear your paper, the examination will be valid for next 5 years. So within these 5 years, you need to clear all your other requirements to get your CPL license. All in all, to summarize, the day you are going and putting in your papers in DGCA for your issuance of your CPL license, along with all other requirements to be current, your papers also need to be current. If at all you cleared one paper long back, more than 5 years before, even though you had cleared that paper, you will have to resit and clear that paper once again for the validity. Talking about the difficulty level of the examination is of moderate difficulty, but globally speaking, India conducts one of the toughest pilot licensing examinations. India and EASA are known for their very strict examinations. This is the reason why quite often you can come across people who sit one examination 3 to 5 attempts or even more, especially for difficult examinations like air navigation and technical general. I can proudly say that I cleared all my papers in my very first attempt. I did not sit for any examination twice, all thanks to Captain Murtaza Ali, who happens to be my ground instructor, who has his own ground institution right now. The name is V2 Aviation Academy, and I've talked about him in my previous videos, and I'm gonna display the information here on the screen. So if you guys are interested to take classes, you can always go ahead and check that out. His institution is in Hyderabad. Now the next up is your ATPL theory papers. Now these examinations are for issue of your ATPL license, so you can sit these examinations only once you have your CPL license and you have updated your profile in Pariksha, which is an online system for our pilot examinations. You have to update your profile over there, stating them that you have your CPL license now and now you wish to sit your ATPL theory examinations. There are 3 ATPL papers, namely Aviation Meteorology, Radio Aids and Instruments, and General Navigation. Now, under General Navigation, you have other books as well, which is Flight Planning, Mass and Balance, and Performance. These examinations are very difficult than CPL papers, and just so that you have an idea, only one of your CPL paper, that is Air Navigation, is now split into 2 different examinations for your ATPL, that is Radio Aids and Instruments, and General Navigation. So you can yourself have a much more clearer idea as to how much in depth do you need to study each of these subjects. The story doesn't end here. You have oral examinations for 2 of the subjects, namely Radio Aids and Instruments and General Navigation. Now, similar to your CPL, the theory examinations are also online based. You will be going to a center and answering the questions on a computer screen, while the oral examinations are conducted by examiners at different centers, which you need to choose while you are applying for your examination. You can appear for these oral examinations only once you have cleared the respective theory paper of that particular subject, and the fees is once again 2,500 rupees per paper, which includes your oral examination for the first attempt. Similar to your CPL examinations, the theory papers are once again online based, so you'll be going to a center and answering all the questions on a computer screen, while your oral examinations are only conducted by DGCA examiners at different centers that you need to select when you are applying for your examination. Now the fees once again is 2,500 rupees per paper, and that includes your oral examination. Talking about the questions, Aviation Meteorology of ATPL also has 50 questions just like your CPL, but your Radio Aids and Instruments and General Navigation paper has 90 questions each. Now for Met, you need to have 35 correct questions, that is 70% once again, and also same goes for this one, 70% of correct questions out of 90, which is 63 questions correct in each of the other 2 papers. Not to forget, once again, all of these questions are multiple choice types and there is no negative marking. Talking about the validities, your Aviation Meteorology paper is valid for 5 years just like your CPL from the date you clear your examination, but your other 2 papers validity is a little bit different and tricky. So the theory papers are valid for 2.5 years from the date you clear your theory paper, and within this 2.5 years you need to clear your oral examination. You have 3 attempts at clearing your oral. The first attempt will be along with the time when you will be clearing the theory paper, and if at all you do not clear the oral in that attempt, or if you don't appear for the oral examination, you'll be having 2 additional attempts after that. You can appear for these 2 attempts within this 2.5 years. So if you do not appear, then your theory paper will be lapsed and you have to pass the examination once again. So you have to apply for these oral examinations as and when the examination dates are rolled out, and if you apply and do not appear for the examination, it is counted as 1 attempt. So 3 attempts is like that, and you don't need to compulsorily appear each time the examinations are conducted. You just need to keep in mind that within these 2.5 years the examinations will be you keep on conducting, and you only have to appear as and when you feel like that you are confident that you'll be clearing, and you'll be having 2 additional attempts and you have to clear in that. Now once you pass your oral examination, the validity will be extended to 5 years from your theory result. So for example, if you clear your oral examination 2 years after the theory, the total extension will be of 3 years. So whatever be the case, once you pass, 5 years from the date your theory paper results. Question of the day. Let me know in the comment section that what is the new information that you got out of this video. I'll be very glad to know that I added an information to your knowledge. That's it for this video, guys. I hope that you liked the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button and do subscribe to the channel. And if you happen to have any questions regarding DGCA examinations or any other aviation related questions, feel free to drop in the comment section below, or you can also DM me on my Instagram. I'll put my Instagram ID somewhere on the screen, and you can always DM me over there. As and when I have time, I keep responding to you guys' queries, and I'll be coming up with interesting videos in the days to come. And until then, take care, happy landings.